How to handle your child's early waking with child sleep expert Andrea Grace.
Most young children are naturally early risers, and being up before the milkman is all part and parcel of being a parent. To some extent, you just have to go along with it.
Step 1. Babies naturally wake up early. Early waking problems are notoriously difficult to tackle, as when your child has had a long block of sleep, even if it's not technically enough, she will find it very difficult to resettle. This is especially true in the 1 to 2 year age group, when children are only too aware of the delights of the coming day. Putting your child to bed later in the evening rarely makes any difference to the time that she wakes in the morning. This is because she's often programmed by both internal and external wake-up triggers. Step 2. When might early waking be a problem?
Parents vary in their opinions about what constitutes a normal getting up time for a baby, but generally, if your baby is waking up and is happy, then any time between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. is a normal wake-up time.
You might need to address the early waking if your child wakes before 6 a.m. and is crying and still looking tired. If your child has a ritual of a dawn waking and crying, followed by a milk feed or transfer to your bed and then back to sleep. If your child is tired and grumpy on waking and then takes an early, lengthy daytime nap. If any of the above factors sound familiar to you, then it is well worth considering some gentle sleep training in the early mornings to extend your baby's sleep. Step 3. Assess overall sleep skills.
You need to take an honest look at your baby's overall sleeping skills. You'll get nowhere with early morning sleep training if you haven't got the beginning of the night and what's happening during the night right.
Concentrate on teaching her to fall asleep independently at the start of the night and on removing any incentives for nighttime waking. These include giving an unnecessary night feed, moving your baby into bed with you during the night, allowing her to play or watch a DVD during the night. You should then treat the early waking just as if it were a night waking, offering the same consistent response as you did at settling and night waking times. Step 4. Teach your baby how to recognise morning.
If you have sorted out what's happening at the beginning of the night and during the night, and your baby is still waking very early, rubbing her eyes, looking very tired and grumpy, then it's clear that she needs to sleep on for longer, and she's going to need your help in order to do this.
It is not a good idea to leave her alone for a long period to cry before going into her, as you will teach her that in order for the day to begin, she has to cry for you. It is better to go to her before she becomes upset and praise her for being in her cot. You need to tell her that it is still sleep time and then either remain beside her or keep popping in and out to her until you reach an acceptable getting up time.
When you reach this time, you need to open your baby's bedroom curtains to let her know that now it's morning. Do this even if it's dark outside. If you can incorporate closing her bedroom curtains as part of your bedtime routine when she settles for the night, you will give her 2 really important signifiers. And these are important when babies are not yet able to tell the time.
Step 5. Older children. If your child is old enough, you can use a bunny training clock, which at a time preset by you will wake up and let your child know that it is time to get up. When tackling your young child's early waking, the first thing to aim for is that she simply stays in her bed or cot when waking up. If she comes into your room, it is crucial that you put her back in her own bed. Once she is able to stay there, she will have the opportunity to go back to sleep. When your child remains in her bed until getting up time, reward her with warm, specific praise. Step 6. Taking it step by step. If your child really struggles to go back to sleep, it is best to gradually extend the period that you expect her to lie in her cot or bed. If you're using a sleep training clock or just simply opening the curtains as a daytime signifier, you should, for the first morning, use the getting up prompt at the time that your child normally wakes up. Setting it too late in the very early days will mean that your child may lose heart, laying in her bed watching for the daytime signal. It is better to start at an achievable time and then move it forward by 5 minutes every morning until you reach an acceptable getting up time.
There's no doubt at all that early morning waking is really one of the most tricky of all the childhood sleep problems to overcome. However, with confidence, persistence and patience, you will get there in the end.